Today, we will be counting down the top 10 most dangerous airports in the U.S. What makes an airport dangerous, you might ask? The airports included in our list have been known to be some of the most challenging for pilots to take off and land, whether it be due to congested airspace, high altitude, or unique terrain and approach procedures. With that in mind, let's dive in. At number 10, we have Yellowstone Regional Airport located in Cody, Wyoming. Yellowstone Regional is a popular airport for people when flying in to visit famous Yellowstone National Park. The mountainous terrain in the area can make landing here a challenging task since the airport does not have a control tower and there are no precision approaches such as an ILS at the airport. The airport elevation of Yellowstone Regional is 5,102 feet, which is nearly a mile high. Aircraft performance decreases at higher elevation and density altitude, which makes flying that much more difficult for pilots. Flying into mountainous terrain can also be hazardous to pilots due to winds and strong downdrafts. Coming in at number 9 is another high-altitude airport nestled in the Rocky Mountains. Telluride Regional Airport is in Telluride, Colorado, and is the highest commercial airport in the U.S. at 9,078 feet above sea level. What makes this airport tricky to land at are the huge cliffs at both ends of the airport's single runway. Pilots must also contend with strong mountain winds at Telluride Regional. If these challenges weren't hard enough, the high-density altitude at Telluride decreases aircraft performance, and on hot days, it can be hard for a small single-piston aircraft, such as a Cessna 172, to generate enough lift to even take off. Maybe not being able to take off is a good thing in this situation, so you don't have to try to land at this challenging airport. Number 8, San Diego International Airport. While this may seem like a surprise, what makes San Diego International a difficult airport to land at is the unique terrain, congestion, and shifting winds. San Diego International Airport only has one runway, so pilots have to deal with congested airspace and navigating around other aircraft. Moreover, the runway at San Diego International is only about 9,400 feet long. This is shorter than many other runways at large airports. San Diego Airport is also located in a densely populated urban area, surrounded by buildings, highways, and hills. This limits the approaches and departures to specific paths and can create turbulence and wind shear, especially during certain weather conditions. There is also hilly terrain near the airport that pilots have to contend with, often necessitating the need for steeper approaches. At number 7, we have Ronald Reagan. Passengers get some great views of our nation's capital when flying into Washington, D.C. Pilots, on the other hand, have some challenging maneuvers to face when approaching the airport. Pilots must navigate several no-fly zones and restricted airspace when flying into Reagan Airport. There's also a particularly challenging river visual approach where pilots must make a turn at low altitude, which is unique to this airport. At number 6, LaGuardia Airport in New York is challenging for pilots, mainly due to the congested airspace and volume of traffic flying into and out of the Big Apple. LaGuardia is one of 3 airports serving New York City, and pilots must navigate busy airspace, tall buildings, and make low-altitude maneuvers when taking off and landing. Good thing passengers get to see the scenic skyline of the Big Apple when flying into New York City, so they don't have to worry about some of the challenges the pilots are facing while on final approach into LaGuardia Airport. Heading to Southern California, number 5 is John Wayne International Airport located in Santa Ana. What makes John Wayne International unique is what's called noise abatement procedures. According to John Wayne's Airport's website, it is one of the most noise-sensitive airports in the United States. The airport is located in the center of Orange County, California, surrounded by several residential communities. To mitigate potential noise impacts from aircraft operations, the airport maintains some of the most stringent noise rules in the United States. To comply with these noise abatement procedures, airlines must make steep descent routes and then greatly decrease the thrust of the aircraft. If you have ever flown out of John Wayne International, you may have felt like you were in a rocket ship. These unique departure requirements is what makes John Wayne unique and is a challenge for pilots. Coming in at number 4 is Catalina Airport, located on Santa Catalina Island off the coast of Southern California. As you can see, there are steep drop-offs on both ends of the runway. What makes this airstrip more challenging to land at is the fact that it's only 3,000 feet long and it's uneven. The runway is peaked in the middle, which makes it difficult to see airplanes coming into land and taking off. Number 3 is West Virginia International Jagger Airport. What makes this airport dangerous is that there are cliffs at the end of each runway, making precision very important when landing. Pilots have no room for error and must be careful not to overshoot the runway. Furthermore, West Virginia gets snow and ice during the winter, and that can make landing here even more treacherous. Coming in at number 2 is Chicago Midway International Airport. Chicago Midway has short runways that are shaped in an X pattern, often making it a headache for pilots and air traffic controllers to navigate this busy airport. The congested airspace and challenging weather conditions around Chicago is what adds to the challenge of taking off and landing here. Chicago Midway is one of the busier airports in the nation. According to the FAA, Chicago Midway was the nation's 30th busiest airport in 2023, with about 10.6 million passengers boarding a plane at the airport. And finally, coming in at number 1, the most challenging airport to land at in the U.S., we have Aspen, Pitkin County Airport in Colorado. Many pilots consider Aspen Airport to be the most extreme airport in the world. Here are a few reasons why Aspen makes for difficult takeoffs and landings. First, the Aspen-Pitkin County Airport elevation is 7,838 feet above sea level. As previously mentioned, the high-density altitude decreases aircraft performance, especially on hot days. Second, Aspen Airport's runway is relatively short at only 8,006 feet. Aircraft need more runway at high altitudes since aircraft performance is reduced. Third, Aspen-Pitkin County Airport does not have an instrument landing system to guide pilots to the runway during conditions of reduced visibility. Moreover, Aspen is located in the Rocky Mountains, and the airport has seen its share of snowstorms, fog, and high winds, which are obviously hazardous to aircraft. That being said, many aircraft fly to the Aspen Airport safely, and it just takes some extra preparation to ensure a safe landing here. Well, there you have it, the top 10 most challenging airports to fly to in the U.S. Thank you for watching the video. Let us know if you agree or disagree with our list in the comments below, or if you have any other airports you thought should be on the list. Please like the video and subscribe for more flight training and aviation-related educational videos.